Guys and girls, it's Noah time! Hey, let's get crack-lacking! It's Noah time! Noah time!
Yesterday, I taught you about mortgages and using the sum of the interest formula. Now, I'm going to build up on that. Give me a second. And I'm going to show you how to compare credits. Guys at the back getting too noisy. Shut it down. So I'm going to show you how to compare credits right now. To compare credits, you got to analyze each option very carefully, just like last time. If you make a mistake in analyzing, everything will be wrong. So you got to go through this nice and slow. I'm going to start with a simple question. It says, Mero and Kyle are buying furniture worth $1,075. Now, furniture these days, if you go to a nice place, I'm looking at some furnitures, a couch costs around $2,000. They can make monthly payments of $75 and have two options. Mero and Kyle? Well, I'll use some next time. Here's a real question. It says option A. I can either apply for the store credit card, because when you go to the store credit cards, the Bay have their own credit card. If you go Canadian Tire, they say choose our credit card. They give you some little things to go with it. And the problem with those credit cards is there is a roughly 18 to 20% interest per day, compounded daily. If you ever look at Canadian Tire fine print to say get our card and you get a free flashlight, if you ever use one of those cards, there's a fine print that says it's around 20% compounded daily. Okay. So that's why I never use those cards. I walk away. So I use my own regular CIBC thing. Let's analyze each one. So this furniture store, it is, but you get money back. It says offering $100 rebate. I'm going to give you a second. I want you to take a minute and fill in how much interest are you paying for option A. Take a minute. There is a few things you got to be careful about. There's a rebate, $100 rebate. This is how they attract customers first. They say if you buy our credit card, especially the Bay, if you ever apply for the Bay card, they say if you apply right now, we'll give you 10% off on all your purchases on that one day. Give me 1 second. Anesh, for first one, option A, what's your present value now going to be? Your present value is actually negative 975, or in RTF, which for now we'll just put 975. But when we punch it in, we'll use negative 975. Question, yep?
For the PY, is it paid monthly or what?
Compounded daily. Make monthly payments of 75. PYB 12, yep. So CY is 365 is correct. So let's grab our TI 83.
So you're finding N though, right?
You are finding N. But that's not the purpose of this part. Once you have N, you have to do something else. Then you do the interest. You can't do the interest until your TVM is plugged in fully. So let's go into our finance. TVM solver. My N, that's what I'm looking for. Here, I have 18.7. So plug it in. My PV, make sure you have negative 975. My payment, I can only afford $75. Sorry? No, it's not 300. I'm going to clear it up later. That was my previous one. My PY, I'm making 12, but CY, be careful about this one. 365. 365 days in a year. Go back to N, and I'm going to hit second. So it's going to take me 14 point. You're going to leave everything the way it is for now. Because remember, this is only used to find our interest. So now what do you do? Go second, quit. Clear all this off right now. I want to find my interest, sum of interest, which is INT. Plug in your two numbers. My first number I'm going to plug in is 1. Plug in 15 for now. Yeah, plug in because it's going to be rounded to the next nice number. So our number, if we check, is 14 point something. So we're going to say 15. That's our last payment date. And if you did this correct, so watch what, if you're lost, I'll go all the way down, 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 down. INT right there, A. That's called the sum of interest. My first value is when I'm my first month. My last value, make sure you have a comma, is the last month or last I'm going to pay, which is 15. IN bracket. The reason why 14 something doesn't work is because they like to use whole nice numbers. Hi. Because if you go back to your TVM solver, is 14.6. So I'm going to show you the TVM solver. Okay, that means the sum of all your interest. That's how you find your total interest now. See, it's 14.6.
Wait, why is it 365?
For here, compounded daily. So now, I have $124.20. This is my interest. Total interest. So let's write that down. Interest. That's option A. That's if I were to use this or credit card. Option B. A new bank credit card, which has an interest rate of 15.4% compounded daily, but I threw in a new curveball. No interest for the first year. I'm going to pause it. This question. It says you're paying interest free for the first year. If you do interest free for the first year, let's calculate this slowly. It is. You're going to pay interest for you're on the right track. So I go 75 times 12. See, the first year is right there. 75 times 12, punch in your calculator right now. Because I want to find out, after the first year, how much money am I being charged interest on? 75 times 12 is simply $900. But what am I going to do with this 900? Nope. You subtract it from your 1075, because that's how much you paid off in the first year. This is why I said you got to be really careful about these questions. It looks easy, but there's a lot of curveballs. That's why you got to need your attention today. So this is going to be 175. So this is now called your present value. 175. That's your present value now, because I paid off $900 already. So in reality, the bank is now only looking at 175. So now we're going to use our TVM solver and find N. So plug in. So let's use our TVM solver right now. My N. Change your I right now. My I is 15.4. Yep. My present value. Make sure your present value is correct.
What's your payment?
Your payment is still the same thing as before. Yep. My payment is still the same thing. I go to N. Did alpha solve? If I look at that, it's around 2.38. So I round to the nearest month. So it's going to take me 3 months only. So N equals to 3. But you only round it up. Because if you take 2.4 months, there's no such thing as 0.4 months. You always pay at the end of the next month. So now, I'm going to use my sum of the interest, because the N is only part of the solution. So INT 1, comma 3. And tell me what it is. $3.95. But now, this is my total interest. So if I compare the price, I'm trying to avoid paying high interest. So which option is better? Option B. That's how you deal with portfolios. It is a lot of things you got to understand. And what does paying no interest mean?
Is there an option B out there like that?
There is, unfortunately, no. But what your parents, I guarantee most of your parents have is either called Aeroplan card or a dividend card. Right off the bat, I know that I owe $24,738. Guys, set it down. So my present value is $24,738. If you don't have this, better copy this down slowly. Oh, we'll do negative because that's how much I owe. My I is going to be 1.7. PY,
What? Why is it 1%?
because it's 1.7. No, sorry? We're not done yet. Now, the problem, shh, guys, the problem with this is 1.7 is not correct. Why is 1.7 not correct? Because you're going to add it on top of the bank's rate. That's 2.2. Some of you screwed up because you put 1.7. Sorry? 2.2. My PY is 12. My CY is going to be 12 also. Now, the question is, what is my end value then?
What if you got what if you wrote 2.3 by accident?
2.3. 48 is correct. Oh, no. So now, let's put in our TVM solver right away. Yes?
On our answer, it was the answer I put in. That's how much you save money.
Okay, we'll figure the thing is out.
Can you pardon my point?
Pardon. Oop. Point 2. Present value. Negative 24738. Oop. PMT, I'm making, how much am I making a month? Oh, I don't even know how much I'm paying off a month yet. PY, CY, 12. Oop. And my PMT is what I'm looking for. You're paying $538.86. Now, I go second. Finance. All the way down. INT. 1, comma, 48. My interest total for that 4 years is 1,127.09. 1,000. So give me 1 second. This is my total interest. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the second part. And I'm going to quickly, but not punch it in, and 1284. 1284? We'll find out if you're right or if you're wrong. So I go finance, TVM solver, back to, here we go. My N is, say, I'm going to change a few things. Now it's compounded daily, so 365. My I is going to be 2.5 this time. My payment, second alpha, is 542. Second quit, I go second finance again, back to my TVM, and let's see who got it right. 1, comma, 48, and bracket 1284.56. This is my total interest for the second piece. So in reality, if I find out which one's cheaper, well, I look for the lowest interest because I don't want to pay them a lot. So in other words, I save about 60, or less than 60 bucks. So option 1 is cheaper. About 60 bucks. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. So it's 100 something. Hi, question.
What if we both did the different one and mine was right? Wrong.
Well, then I'll probably give the wrong card.